Hi, folks. This is Roy. I'm here to talk today about how SaaS marketing is contextual marketing and how it's different. I've been asked a lot of times that, hey, why do you at glance solve for a SaaS marketing and what is the challenge? So I thought, you know what? Instead of just talking about the product, let me give you the context of why we solve this problem in a certain way and why we think this marketing is completely different. Um, Quickly, SaaS eliminated the marketing funnel completely. The IDA funnel or the awareness, interest, desire, and action funnel is dead with SaaS, and this did not die right now. It's happened from 2011 or 2011 to 2012 when SaaS started picking up, and it's been dead for a long time. However, people ask me why, what? Because SaaS is different. By definition, SaaS is both a product and a service sale. We're doing that. SaaS buying is not a one time purchase event. A customer does not just buy and is set for life. It's not like a generic physical product or an old school licensed product. People keep on evaluating you throughout the life cycle and they could abandon you anytime. So the purchase decision happens every month during a subscription. Sure, you could lock them up in annual subscriptions, but that doesn't mean anything, right? Customers are more longer term. They are no longer a customer for a certain period of time that they brought the product and you do not have any relationship with them. As long as they continue to use the product, you're connected because the software is connected, and the lifetime value of a customer becomes super important. And the opportunity in SaaS is you can get them at a lower price, but you can increase their lifetime value much later in the game. So that's a beautiful opportunity. Then customer buying process is far more simpler. No longer does it take a long implementation. Most of the products are instantly deployed. They are quickly integratable. There's a lot of plugin and there's a lot of data and open API mechanisms. So it's faster. People do it even more faster. And growth and marketing is a constancy in a SaaS lifecycle, which means you're constantly improving the product, you're constantly growing the market share, and you need to be constantly selling. This continues every time. SaaS needs more cooperation between the product, marketing, and sales team than it was required traditionally. And that is the need for why marketing has to be rethought with SaaS. So now let's go look at what SaaS marketing is. It really boils down to acquisition, monetization, upgrade, and retention. For some of you SaaS experts, I'm not telling anything new. I understand that. But what does that mean is earlier your awareness became your acquisition, which is just earning new users, because majority of the SaaS companies market by giving you a sample of the product. Think of it like walking to a store and getting a sample of a food. Of course, for the people over here in the US, you'll be talking about Costco because Costco samples are famous. And then monetize. We convert those users who got your product samples into actual users by making them pay for your product. Then, of course, you want to make them buy a lot more, of course, whatever they need, but it's on upgrade cycle. Then you convince them to continue to keep buying you, which is not every month, but renewing their subscription by staying with you as a customer. So they have to stick around. So SaaS marketing is all about acquisition, monetization, upgrade, and retention. If this is what SaaS marketing is, let's look at how SaaS actually progresses. Very easy. SaaS is a goals based progression technique. You have a free trial, then you have some sort of a paid plan, which is low or high, then you have a paid high plan, and then there are nurture cycles that go on where you upsell the customer also. You upsell and there is nurture cycles. There's also a chance that some customers abandon you and then you have to win them back. And there are some customers who don't like your product, have issues, and you have to prevent churn. But if you look at it, the customer is not in the same mindset as he was when buying the product. His context is changing. And because he's connected, you are also feeling the heat. The customer is changing at each goal, and you continue to realize that value change difference. Now, your marketing has to cater to this challenge. But if you look at the traditional funnels, It doesn't work that way. So even before I do, what is the challenge? Let's look at the history of how growth and marketing happened previously, right? Let's look at a quick history. Let's look at this evolution to figure out what was the challenge and why SaaS is a challenge. Traditionally, it was all marketing and sales driven. Then it was the aim of customer led focus. Recently, it's been all about product led and community led. Here is the challenge. Every place, different metrics were emphasized. Initially, it was all about the marketing touch points, sales touch points, MQLs and SQLs and CRM became the super important thing of the world. Then came customer success tools. Oh, it was the NPS, the customer segmentation. Then it was the challenge with, the happiness index, net retention. These kind of metrics became important. Then suddenly we said, oh, there are still silos. Let's look at product usage data as simple example of the customer is using a SaaS product. Why don't we do that? And then there's, of course, the new one, which is the community led, where people say, we are interested in the community activity and all. But here is the problem. A customer is not unidimensional, and growth is only possible when you have the complete information. Every time, it's not like you don't have big companies today. People have been doing any one of these metrics and have built big companies, but they always lack full information of the customer, and that is where unification is needed, which is all this multi-channel data of different signals that are being emitted of a customer during different signals, different stages are important. And that, my friends, are the need for a SaaS scale. So if that is there, again, I reiterate, what are the challenges? All the hyphen-led models or a dash-led models focus on a single channel, a unidimensional view of the customer, whereas the customer is multidimensional. We fail to leverage the data of the signals that the customers are already emitting, which is in your first party data. He's using your product, he's coming to your website, he's looking at your webinar, he is doing something else, he added payment information. None of this gets recognized because we're always saying, is he performing one thing? Then he's a customer. Then he's not a customer. Why are you ignoring all the other signals? And you do not have the time or the data science team or an analyst to work for you to create a complex manual rules based engine in a marketing automation platform, add the signals, move data. All of this is a huge learning curve. This is where you need to solve the problem. So this is one of the reasons why SaaS marketing is super different. And this is how Glance came to be too. So if you really look at it, marketing has to be contextual because the customer context is changing. You need to be able to figure out the right audience segment for each growth goal. This is where you use the power of channels because every channel and every context is different. When the customer is in trial demo, the channel data if you're looking for is more of his ICP value, whether he's trying your product data, then something else. Similarly, during upsell, we see whether he's able to pay more. We look at the organizational demographic, usage data, and stuff like that. But here's the thing. We can do all of this leveraging AI. There is no need to do manual rule building. You have to achieve a shorter time to revenue, you have to convert more high value customers, and we have to cater to the full growth cycle. This is exactly what Glance was created for. And of course, I'm doing this mandatory plug about how contextual marketing is hard in SaaS, and this is where Glance comes in. So you'll forgive me if I just show you one slide of what Glance does. All the channels to your left are all the input channels from where we get all the signals, and here is how we route it through all the contextual channels so people can go plug it in and use those segments when needed. I hope you found this session interesting. Glance is all about helping with contextual marketing. SaaS marketing is different. You need to think about it different.